Hey all, so I kind of stopped doing both crystal openings and rank up videos. I'll be honest, I don't really feel like I have time with the new job. And when I do make videos, I want to focus on other content and or just streaming and hanging out with the community. So that has led to a lot of people being very confused on live streams where it's like, wait, how long have you had that rank for? How long have you had that rank for? Which is totally fair. And so, for those of you who do enjoy the narrative aspect of my account growth, I figured it was time for me to do an account tour. So, starting out, the obvious one is I now have a rank 5, and that is Mr. Fantastic. I do plan to do a quick overview video of how I went through Eternity of Pain. It cost a fair amount of items, but thankfully no units, and I was incredibly lucky. I got one of the two classes I wanted most, and now Reed is rank 5. So that has already paid incredible dividends. He's a very powerful subdue attacker, and obviously has been one of my favorite characters for a long time now. Yeah, enough said there. I am now up to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is 25 rank 4s or above. Literally 24 rank 4s and 1 rank 5. I am very close to another one. I need to finish knocking out Thronebreaker EQ, and then I will have enough mats to take up another. And that has pretty much already been decided for defense reasons. But let's kind of go through each of the classes here. So, science is the one that I have invested the most in by a good margin. I'll be honest, Quicksilver for me is still pretty much just a prestige move. I have gotten more used to him. I do think he has real value outside of prestige and, of course, YouTube flex videos, which is one of his primary purposes. But I haven't really dug into him, and with the other characters I have, I rarely feel like I need him. But I'm getting more comfortable with him, which is nice since he's already rank 4. Thing was my most recent one. That is both because he's a subdue attacker and a powerful in his own right, and because he's obviously great in battlegrounds. Captain America was a while ago. I know some of y'all missed that, but he's been Sig 200 for so long at this point and fits so well with my Sam Wilson that I finally felt I needed to do this not too long ago. And I don't use him all the time, but he is just so good. I really, really enjoy using him in incursions in particular. He's good in war. Just, ugh, I love the science class. Scorpion is fantastic. I don't use mine a lot because we have other people in my battle group who love him more and are very good with him, including Simula. Um, and then She-Hulk is another relatively recent one because I've used her for so many things over the years now that with Subdue coming up and the prospect of running teams of both Reed and She-Hulk, I had to. Haven't done that yet, but God, she's good. So moving on to skill, this one is a lot smaller. Killmonger was of course my first. Nick was relatively recent after I pulled him in a selector during Cyber Weekend. Valkyrie I got from the last feature crystal and took up pretty quickly. And then my most recent is Black Panther, who's been Sig 200 for a while, ever since Nahorn turned me onto him. And he's so much fun, guys. He is so much fun. So really happy to have him up. I came very close to taking Crossbones up over him, though. That is probably going to be one of my next. We'll get to that when we get to the rank 3s. Mutant is actually the smallest. And to be honest, it's just, I'm not super fond of the Mutant class right now. Like, I'd rank Domino if I had her. There are a few others that I would take up, maybe Bishop at some point, but Apocalypse was my first. He's a beast in gauntlets. He's just fantastic for basically any content that isn't Battlegrounds. Magneto House of X I took up a while ago with a class gem. He's been amazing for me. I use him all the time in war. He pairs really well with a lot of my other best characters, including Reed. And then at the time, my Toad was not awakened, and I even said I probably would have taken up Toad over House of X if he'd been awakened, and now Toad is up as well. So the mutant class is small, but I really like the ones that I have. Cosmic, same basic thing. I have long been a fan of Surfer as more than a prestige champion. That hasn't changed. He's a lot of fun to play. I think he's very powerful. Nova is honestly like I have a complicated soft spot for him, right? Because I enjoy him, I can get good results out of him, but there are still a few ways that I would love to make him better. For those of you who want to put it in the comments, yes, I know, I now technically have that power. Maybe I'll get around to it at some point. But he's also obviously a fantastic defender and just a fun character to have. And then Hulkling and Hyperion are two of my absolute favorites. Just really, really powerful, well-rounded characters who do exactly what you want out of a Cosmic. Hyperion, of course, was my first rank 5 5-star back in the day. Big nostalgia there. Tech is also on the small side. Idum is a recent addition, but he's already proven his worth. I've taken him to war twice out of 2 wars this season. Sam, I love playing. I still think he's underrated for his utility, and he, of course, pairs really, really well with Steve. And then Nimrod is Nimrod. He's arguably the strongest tech champion in the game, and he's definitely the most dominant over mutants. Obvious include. Not sure who I'll take up next in this class. We'll get to that with the rank 3s, like I said. And then Mutant is the other big one. I've had Tigra and Doom for a very long time. I ranked Maw and Longshot for defense a while ago, but I enjoy using both of them on offense. They come up all the time in Battlegrounds, and they're super fun to play. And then, of course, Absorbing Man is the first character I designed, and I was lucky enough to get him out of the feature crystal, so he went straight up to rank 4 Sig 180, which turned out to be good because then I pulled him again. And that took him to 200. So obviously really, really happy to have him on my live account. He's very fun. Built him in part for myself. So now let's take a look at the rank 3s, because this is kind of going to be where we talk about what I do next. Mysterio was my first rank 3. Still have a soft spot for him. Probably not going to rank him soon, but maybe. I have heard good things about him as a kind of an emergency 2-way in Battlegrounds. Guardian has to go up at some point. He's just still very, very good in Battlegrounds, comes up in War, in content. Plus, I enjoy his playstyle. I already said Crossbones will probably go up. Omega Red will go up the minute Masteries become easier to swap. I like him. I do maintain he is usable without Masteries, but I don't need him for anything other than the possibility that I might be able to use him in War. So for now, he is very high Sig. I think he is Sig 200, but rank 3 is where it is. There's so many science characters I would happily rank up. Let's go up and filter by that. Like, I would rank most of these to rank 4 in an instant if I had the materials and means. Negs and A-Bomb in particular, but also Overseer, Joe, Void is another one I would love to have up to pair with my Killmonger, Titania, Red Hulk. Honestly, I would even love to have Wasp. The only reason I don't pick Miguel is because I have other people in my battle group who cover that lane, but still, I enjoy playing him, so maybe at some point. Miles, for me, is still a bit too niche, honestly, but happy to have him. Torch is, of course, Torch. At some point, I'll level him up just because that's... You keep Torch like 1 level below max because that's where he does what you need him to do. Like I said, Crossbones will go up at some point, but Blade is giving him some competition lately. I really like Blade. Happy to finally have him. I pulled him out of the Abyss Nexus at the end of Eternity of Pain, actually. So he is an extremely recent acquisition. Jabari is very good, but my battle group does have a rank 4, so she's a little bit on the back burner. We'll see when we get to that. Mutant, this is kind of what I was talking about. There aren't really any here that I would just
I'm just jumping on to rank 4. But Havoc and Bishop are probably the main two that I would do next. We'll see what happens there. Cosmic is kind of like Science, but a bit less so. I would happily take up Odin, Cersei, Terrax, Galen, Venompool even. Maybe Arcus if I ended up duping him. And honestly, Medusa at some point, because she's been really fun for me lately. Tech we talked about a little bit with Guardian. I'm fine with Ghost. I don't think I see myself taking her up soon. Tech is in a little bit of an odd spot after Guardian, honestly. Penny is good, but these days I see her more as an attacker because she's just not what she used to be on defense. I don't really love playing Warlock, and after that, there's just nobody I'm super motivated for. Maybe at some point. And then we have Mystic, which is the class even more so than Cosmic, that's right after Science for me. I would happily rank 4 most of these, especially Hood. He's going to go up before too long. But my next rank 4 is going to be Chavez. She is very good now after the buff. I very much enjoy playing her. I used her last season in War, even at rank 3. But we also have 2 other rank 4 Chavezes in my group, and so me placing her on defense is going to allow both of them to have access to her, and that's just going to be a ton of fun. I guess relics technically count for an account tour now, so we can take a quick look at those. I only have 2 5-stars. They are both rank 3 because I did spend some units on the romance bundle that allowed me to do that. But that's all I got right now. I will get another one when I finish the victory track this season, but it's slow going, as a lot of you know. And then I do have a few maxed out 4-stars, obviously. I really do think that maxed 4-star relics feel pretty relevant. I know not everyone agrees, but 10% aptitude, 5% potency for all buffs, like, that's starting to get real. Obviously, Hyperion can't use the innate, but, like, these effects really do start to matter. They're small and marginal, but so are boosts. Yeah, I'm enjoying relics. Enough on that is already a little bit of a spiel. And then for what comes next, like I said, I'm incredibly close to another rank 4, so that is going to happen pretty soon. I don't know what's coming next for rank 5s, but I guess we should take a look at this. I only have 1 full catalyst, so given the way RNG works, that effectively means I have no idea who's going to be next after Reed, even if we have control. We'll see when we get there. Talking about stones, I do still have 5 generic awakening gems, and then a science and a mutant. Don't really feel like I have anything in particular to do with them right now. No, I'm not awakening Hercules. But I may end up using some of these before too long. There are good characters in here for sure. And I do still have enough Sig Stones to take somebody all the way to 200. For now, I'm still kind of hoping that I can pull Spot or a Tuma and maybe give those to them. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I am still opening feature crystals, like I said, just for Spot and Atuma at this point. I have, I think, literally everyone else in this crystal at least once, and most of them duped, so it's only a 1/12 chance, but it's not 0. Hopefully I get lucky before too long. Alright, that is my account. Hopefully those of you who care about this sort of thing enjoyed it, and until next time, thank you so much for watching, and take care.